Edge Talks. Unfiltered. Unstoppable.
Chandigarh was a little, initially I did not like it, to be honest. मुझे लगा यार it is a little dead, और everybody used to say कि ये जगह जो है वो retired लोगों के लिए है ना, retired bureaucrats and parents and everything, because kids they generally move to Canada or other parts, Australia और ये सब, कि मेरा job यहीं खत्म नहीं हो जाता कि मैंने property दिलाई, bye bye, I do not care. Actually I was not very sure like what I want to do with my life, and my father had multiple businesses. See, I am proud of all my deals. Believe me, it takes lot of work, patience, knowledge, information, negotiations and persuasions to crack a deal. I started creating content. I thought I will be consistent. I had like 250 followers. I still remember views कितने होते थे 60, 70, nothing. मैं जैसे हूँ ना मैं वैसे ही शुरू हो जाती, कुछ भी बोलना. And during my visits also I'm very candid. So I'm a very candid person. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हाँ, that helps very easily to connect with my followers. Not just because that prices are rising in the metropolitan cities कि आपको वहीं invest करना है. And in case if you planning to invest in cities, so be well researched. Make sure that your money is going to the right developer, because it's not always about the location, it's always about the right developer, and most important, the right broker.
Hi, this is Amanpreet Wahi, and I welcome you to yet another exciting episode of our podcast on Edge Talks. And today we have another special guest, another successful entrepreneur, female, Deepti Malik. Welcome to our show, Deepti.
Thank you so much, Aman. It is lovely being here. Thank you for having me. And I'm looking forward to our amazing conversations.
Yes. Let's have a fun-filled episode.
Yeah.
I'm your friend, so let's have this chit-chat conversation getting started right now.
Sure.
So, Deepti, please tell us, our viewers, what exactly do you do and how did your journey start?
So currently I'm a real estate consultant, but I don't want to contain my personality just being like a realtor. And because I've studied hospitality, I've worked in hotel, like done my internship, I've studied hospitality, entrepreneurship. I have briefly managed my family's cloud kitchen, which is like a delivery kitchen. And
which is a very good business idea these days.
Yeah.
I would love to have a cloud kitchen.
Yeah, it is so interesting. You
Yeah.
can serve food like 24 hours a day,
Yeah.
because mine was 24 into 7 kitchen.
Got it.
So the concept was very interesting. I realized the competition was missing, especially at the time of night. Very few cloud kitchens were
Yes.
operational at that time.
Yeah, now though, oh my god.
Yeah, now, yeah.
Now if I just, like, I'll sometimes just look at Zomato for the sake of looking at Zomato in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
There's so much food.
It has become my go-to app actually.
Yeah.
I'm a foodie.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too,
Zomato,
totally.
Swiggy, Easy
Yeah.
Diner.
Yeah, it's my go-to app.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm getting bored, I'm looking at food.
Yeah, it makes you happy instantly. Right?
Absolutely. So sorry, I interrupted you.
No worries at all. So I've discovered my passion, which involves meeting new people, having conversations, always hands-on. So when I returned back from Dubai after doing my stint at Grand Hyatt Dubai, so I thought I want to start my own resort. My father already owns a guest house and a 32 rooms.
A resort.
A resort.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's a big ambition.
Yeah, super big. Yeah, and it is going to be a very long gestation project requiring a lot of capital investment. So we've already started procuring land and getting the CLU and everything done. So it would take like another couple of years. So I thought, why not join my father into real estate? So
Because I've had a club
yeah.
of a cover of 200 and it is not easy. It was like I had an elephant. So
Yeah.
resort, my god.
So
Best of luck with that.
I know, but like it is my passion. I don't get tired meeting new people, because when I was studying hospitality, I realized, oh my god, now I know the difference between a service and a hospitality. And then I realized, no, I want to be in hospitality, and I am bringing the values and ethos of hospitality
Yes.
into real estate.
Yes.
कि मेरा जॉब यहीं खत्म नहीं हो जाता कि मैंने प्रॉपर्टी दिलाई, बाय बाय, आई डोंट
हाँ,
केयर.
correct.
It's not just about brokerage.
I've had that experience. You know,
Yeah.
someone got me a property and now I'm totally stuck.
Yeah.
And that person's not in touch with me anymore. He's like, मैंने भी वो project छोड़ दिया है, मैंने वो नौकरी छोड़ दिया है. I lost my wife. मैं खुद ही परेशान हूँ. मेरे खुद पैसे अटके हैं. So where do you actually go?
I know, right?
So
it is so
it's-
disappointing.
yes,
So my
very much.
motto in life is always, especially when it comes to real estate, is relations over transactions. कि transactions is very short term.
So that they come back again.
Yeah, it's always about going the extra mile.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the post-sale services, which is very important.
Absolutely, which no one really concentrates on. So spending 16 years in a boarding school,
Yeah.
Deepti, must have shaped a lot of your life. What are some key lessons you learned during those formative years that have stayed with you?
So The best thing that I've learned while I was in boarding is that I've become very independent, very confident, because throughout the day you have to take care of yourself. Even during
Yeah,
the
so
night.
that was the hardest part.
That was the hardest part initially, because I was always missing home.
Yeah, and
The-
especially when you live with your family.
Yeah,
you know?
and I was the youngest
Yeah.
child. I was living in a joint family. Even now, there are 4 generations under one roof. Yeah, more than 14 people in my family. So I was very pampered, youngest kid. कभी कोई काम नहीं किया. And the moment you go to the hostel, I was like, no, everything you have to do
Yeah.
yourself. But yeah, I became very disciplined also. So I
Yeah.
started prioritizing.
That definitely
things.
happens.
Yeah, so it taught me discipline. It taught me how to be self-made person. So these things have actually have made me a better person. The
Correct.
boarding school experience.
Correct. So when you shifted to Chandigarh from Delhi, वैसे तो मुझे लगता है कि Punjabis are like the bomb. So any cultural shift which you experienced?
No, I thought Chandigarh was a little. Initially, I did not like it, to be honest. मुझे लगा यार it is a little dead. और everybody used to say कि ये जगह जो है वो retired लोगों के लिए है ना, retired bureaucrats and parents and everything, because kids they generally move to Canada or other parts, Australia और ये सब. तो मुझे लगा कि it is very slow paced, but as in
Yeah, it's slow paced for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely a lot of
exactly,
difference there
yeah.
from Delhi.
So I was missing the nightlife of Delhi.
Yeah.
I mean, good places to hang out there. You
Correct.
didn't had any markets.
Correct.
But then I started really liking it because the nature part, the planning part, it's one of the best planned city in India.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I really liked the planned part
Yeah.
of it. The connect with the nature. Sukhna Lake was like
Yeah.
very accessible. You can
Yes.
go for morning walk, jogging.
Yes.
Yeah. Anytime.
So you prepared for civil services as well. Okay,
Yeah.
my God, my mom would love this
Yeah.
because all her life, like all my life, I've been a top academic student.
Yeah.
Top 3 always. And for me to become a model, it was quite a shocker for my parents.
Yeah.
They're like, तूने तो civil services की exam दे model कैसे बन गई?
I can relate with that.
So I'm asking you this question: कि you gave civil services exam and
Yeah.
you cleared
Yeah.
and you left, which is not a small thing.
So
How?
Actually, I couldn't clear the last stage. Actually, I
Acha.
cleared the prelims.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would not have left so early. Like I could have practiced for 2 to 3
Yeah.
years. At least the training, because the training is the best part of civil services, because it trains you to be the all-rounded person that you want to be. So I've prepared for it. I've cleared 2 rounds of it, but not the last stage of it, which is the interview stage. I couldn't
Okay.
clear it.
हाँ.
And when you said that कि घर वालों को shock लगा when you decided
And it needs a lot of discipline and time management
See, my
away
boarding
from your
school
home.
happened.
So that helped you.
That helped.
That
yeah.
helped you because it just you have to shut yourself.
Exactly. Sometimes the transition from day to night, it was blurred. You
Yeah,
don't even
I'm
remember when
sure.
it was night time.
I'm
You
sure.
waking up with your books, you sleeping
Yeah,
with my books.
yeah.
So, बहुत ही ज़्यादा, I had to cut off myself. I was not going to the weddings and everything. I remember there was a time my uncle said कि इस लड़की को घर से बाहर भी लेकर जाया करो.
हाँ,
She'll go
I'm
crazy within the 4 walls of the house. Yeah.
I can imagine because I saw one of my cousins studying for medical
Yeah.
and she was also like that.
Yeah.
She would just not come out of the room, my God. So Deepti, you worked in the hospitality industry as well in Switzerland,
Yeah.
one of my most favorite places. So Switzerland is known for its high standards in hospitality. What are some key takeaways from your master's program that you believe were crucial or are crucial for anyone pursuing a career in this field?
So when you asked me that when I went to Chandigarh, I somehow would have got some cultural shock, but that was not the case. When I went to Switzerland, there was a
You got a
huge-
cultural shock.
Yeah, because when I went there, I saw okay, we're hanging out with teachers, we're having drinks with teachers. I'm like okay, because in India generally, out of respect or out of fear, we maintain distance from our teachers, and that somehow kind of blocked the flow of energy and learning also. So when I was in Switzerland, I realized we were with our teachers or our lecturers or the professors for most part of the day.
Yeah.
So that helped us to learn things during the day, not only during the class hours only. Plus, it was very practical classes we had. We did not had any textbooks. We were always preparing pitch battles and pitch decks and all that. And every class was always a challenge because there was so much of intense competition. We had to come up with ideas because especially my hospitality was not like a hardcore hospitality. It was more towards the managerial side of it. So we had to come up with ideas, pitch battles. And it was a great experience. Once again, that was the first time I was actually traveling outside India. So I felt really nice also कि सबसे पहली बार जब इंडिया से बाहर जा रही हूँ, it is going to be Switzerland. I
Yeah.
guess it is everybody's dream country,
Correct.
especially after DDLJ.
Mhm.
So I was very excited.
Sarasa Jumlu में.
हाँ,
Everyone
तो-
wants to do that.
Exactly. तो फिर और ज़्यादा confidence आ गया कि
हाँ.
yeah, I can now travel across the world
Yeah.
and be myself.
Correct.
And I was a valedictorian.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Fantastic.
Indians are very hardworking and intelligent
They
as
are.
well.
That's why we get all the jobs.
Yes,
That's why
exactly.
they all cry.
Yeah.
That we get all the jobs. But we are intelligent. What to do?
Yeah.
So you've completed your MBA and then you pursued your master's in
Second
hospitality
master's,
and
yeah.
innovation. So how did these two degrees shape your understanding of business and hospitality?
So till date, both of my masters actually helped me in my journey right now. So marketing and sales. So if you see my Instagram also, so that is one part of the marketing, the digital part of it. Sales, real estate is all about sales. My cloud kitchen that I used to manage is sales, right? And eventually I'll be entering into hospitality. So I think marketing and sales is relevant to everybody who's running a business because you need to reach out to more number of people, creating awareness, retaining the clients, acquisition. This is all about marketing and sales. Sending the right message across to the people, more number of people. And hospitality, yes, the values of hospitality, the basic being keeping the customer's interest above your own and having the patience and always meaning well and coming at a win-win situation. So all these things are actually required in real estate as well.
Correct.
So I guess I am making full justice to my two masters.
Yeah. So you do wear so many hats.
Yeah.
Okay, so your internship at the Grand Hyatt Dubai involved interacting with guests from around the world. You know, Dubai is like London, Dubai,
Yeah.
the hub, center of it all. So what was the most rewarding experience during that time?
So when I was working at Grand Hyatt Dubai, as you rightly mentioned, that city is very cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
So it draws tourists from all parts of the world. So the most rewarding, I would say, I made a lot of connections and network. And I am a very chirpy person, you know, like happy-go-lucky. And I don't shy away from working a little extra from the rest of the... So I remember I was in the front office, you know, guest experience. And we would have check-in, check-outs and other guest experience related queries. So everybody would just, you know, whenever they see the client walking, they would hide and they would try to escape. And I was always there, you know, beaming. And so I would always get an opportunity to upsell also, which was financially rewarding. I would get a lot of connections also, which I am getting to, which I am benefiting out of even today as well. So these were the most rewarding experience that I had at Grand Hyatt Dubai. Plus, it gave me an understanding that I am actually cut out for this industry.
So Deepti, from hospitality, MBA, civil services also, you transition into real estate.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone wants to know how that happened.
So,
And did you prepare for it? Any preparation or just like go with the flow?
Actually, I did not prepare for it, and I never thought I'd be a real estate consultant because before heading to Switzerland and when I couldn't clear my civil services, there was a brief period of say 7 to 8 months. Then also I was planning to actually I was not very sure like what I want to do with my life, and my father had multiple businesses, so I tried going to the hotel also, which I really did not like because the clientele was more of medical tourism rather than the other set. So there was not much on my part to contribute there in terms of enhancing the experience. I managed Cloud Kitchen, but I really enjoyed. But then it was more of a back-end operations. I was not meeting the customers or the clients. Again, I was not able to contribute to the experience there. Then I started going to the real estate office. Even there, I did not enjoy. So, वापस coming back from Dubai, I was like, what to do? I thought, कि चलो, let's go to real estate again and let's give it a try. But you know, the very first month I remember, I cracked my first deal. तो वो होता है ना कि खून मुँह लग गया.
Yeah.
Then I thought कि okay.
And I'm sure it must be a lucrative one.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, this is a good industry. You get to meet good people. You get to earn good money, clean money. And why not pursue it?
Yeah.
And when I started meeting more number of clients, I started getting feedback that they need people like me, people who are polished, educated, and most importantly, you know, I mean, even if somebody is uneducated, nothing against them, but what was missing is professionalism. So they were looking for somebody who could be very professional, transparent, trustworthy, because this field requires a lot of money. You know, you're talking about crores.
Yeah.
So I started getting feedback, you know, we need more people like you. So I thought, okay, there is a gap in the market.
Yeah.
Plus, then I started creating content also after 1 year, and I thought nobody's talking about what's happening in real estate. Everybody's talking about the new developments or the good part of Gurgaon. So I started talking about the bad developers or the good developers who have got some flaws also. And I started talking about the bad infrastructure, the problems in Gurgaon, because you can always give a shout out that Gurgaon
Yes.
is best infrastructure
Yes.
and best property prices, Fortune 500 companies. But who is going to talk about the lack, you know, the problem areas, the concern
exactly.
areas?
So many. There
Yeah.
are so many.
Exactly.
So, Deepti, you know, a lot of people think of this industry as a very male-dominated industry. So, what were your challenges to enter this industry initially?
You know, even till date, some people think, okay, ये industry भी नहीं छोड़ी, यहाँ भी females have entered. And अभी
Why
तक,
not?
yeah, why not? Exactly,
Yeah.
है ना? तो और अभी तक what I also realized when I entered into real estate, there were women in real estate, there were girls in real estate, but they were mostly limited to either the developer's office or mostly to telecaller. Not many girls or women, they were running the show. When I started, I was the one who made the calls also. I did the viewings also, and even till date, some of the times, especially when I have a female client on the other side, I make sure I'm going for the viewings also, even if it takes a lot of time.
Correct.
Then I'm sitting for the closure also. So I was literally wearing multiple hats. तो
Yeah.
मुझे लगा, तो people were not actually really happy about it.
Yeah.
But see, there are always two sides to the story, and I have got a lot of encouragement also from the fellow broker fraternity also. They
I'm
thought कि
sure.
okay, this girl is very hardworking, deserving. तो कुछ लोगों ने बहुत support भी किया है. And when I talk about Instagram also, so there are different kind of clients. Most of them take me very seriously, to be honest, because you know what kind of content you put, you get similar kind of response also. और एक दो जो थोड़ा बहुत they tend to misbehave also, you get to know. You know,
Yeah.
we women have very strong instincts, and
Of
you know
course.
how to sideline
Of
those.
course.
Yeah.
That has been a woman's experience, I think, throughout. Every woman has said
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Whichever field she's been
Yeah.
in, it's a constant, this experience.
But Aman, I'm very blessed. I've never got like so much of hate. I mean, ठीक है, इक्का दुक्का तो हर जगह ही होता है, but people have been super nice. They've been very professional with me.
Yes.
So that part I have to give the credit to people around me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Deepti, you know, lot of deals you must have cracked till now. Any particular deal which stands out in your memory, challenging, or you're proud of something which you would like to tell us?
See, I am proud of all my deals. Believe me, it takes lot of work, patience, knowledge, information, and negotiations and persuasions to crack a deal. So I am proud of all the deals that I've cracked, because चाहे वो deal 1.95 करोड़ की हो जो मैंने start किया था,
Oh, wow.
and now it is running into multiple of crores. तो हर deal में effort बहुत लगा है. So I am actually proud of all the deals, and I remember there are so many deals that I'm not happy with also.
Yeah.
Because one of the deals, rather two of the deals in which ATS was done. So ATS is the second stage. The first is when you purchase a property, you give the earnest money or token money, and you get a right over the property.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the second stage is agreement to sell. So that's the first legal document, which says that okay, your deal has been finalized, sort of like 99%. And when it does not go through, it is really heartbreaking that you've put in so much of effort, and why it is not happening, and without any fault on your part. So
True.
that's always heartbreaking.
So, what about tough negotiations? And have you ever felt a lot of pressure to just close the deal, or just to, you know, you've closed a deal under a lot of pressure?
See, negotiations, I remember two of my deals I negotiated for almost 5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. And the negotiation was around 40 lakhs from the price point it was quoted. And so generally it does not happen. In builder floors you can still expect, but in high rises, negotiation of 5-10 lakhs is what you actually think can actually happen. But you know, I never go into a meeting with the intention कि अगर कोई नहीं भी चाहता ना, then also I have to close the transaction, because you never know. Sometimes the buyer's mind changes.
Yes.
They find out something else during the meeting. The paperwork is missing. So the intention is not कि नहीं मुझे करना ही, just because that I have a very short term goal in my mind that I need to earn brokerage out of this. But yes, I always want that it has to be in the best interest of all three of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Especially where the future is involved.
Yes.
So, Deepti, also tell us what are the biggest, you know, a lot of people want to know, what are the biggest mistakes while buying or selling properties people make? And also, what are the emerging trends in real estate in the upcoming 5 years, say? that you would want to share with us?
So let's start with the seller. So the biggest mistake I would say is when they do not price the property at the right point, because sellers, they always have an emotional connect with the property. So they tend to overvalue.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
99% of the times,
99%.
unless it's a distress call or
yeah, and then they would always keep following up property big cunire, because you have not put the price point at the right price. So you need to be very well aware about what is happening in the market, what price point or the last transaction was taking place. The second problem that I would say it would be from the buyer side would be not being very sure about what they want. They'll be out for the hunt without even doing a little bit of homework. And even for the homework, we are ready to be with you to sit in consultation. But open all your cards. We are here. We are your friends to understand. And the second most important would be, sometimes the transactions are taking place in correlation. For example, you are purchasing a property, but you have a property that you wish to sell. So I always say, sell the property first, have the money in your hand, and then start looking. Or at least there has to be some concrete decision on the previous property. Otherwise, there's no point. You are entering into meeting and closing deals here, and then you take a back foot. So that's one of the problems that buyers generally create for us.
Yes. So Deepti, tell us, like, if time and money were no object, what dream property would you like to work on?
Our dream property that I would like to work
dream
on.
Property project you would like to work on.
See, so far I've worked only in Gurgaon real estate. And I have worked briefly in Goa as well. So dream property, if I have to choose, I would want to work in Europe, because the balance of life is really nice, and I'm sure that
I just love Europe.
Yeah.
Europe, I don't even need a dream property. I would just
any
have
property
a
would
beautiful
be a
cottage in Tuscany, in Italy, next to a
having your
vineyard.
wine and
Oh my
Parmesan
God.
cheese. So
really.
any property in Europe would be a dream property, because
really.
the kind of life of balance you'll have.
Yes.
Plus, there is not a lot of not competition, but there's not much of constraint in terms of supply and demand.
Yes.
So people generally do not shy away from giving mandates also. So it's always easier to work on mandates.
Yes.
So bahar kaam karna would be very streamlined. I think.
Absolutely. So Deepti, tell us about a time where you surprised yourself thinking, oh my God, this is successful. This deal came through.
Recently, I closed. Not exactly closed, but there was this new launch. So there are two types of market in real estate. One is ready to move, right, which you see in resale. The property is right in front of you and people are buying and selling. The second vertical would be the fresh. Nothing is there on the ground. Everything is on the brochure, the layout and everything. And I don't have a huge team. So it's mostly I and two other colleagues of mine, and my father handles mostly agricultural, industrial, and my brother is into construction. So I don't have a huge team because my work is very customized and personalized. So for a recent project by a grade A developer, I was able to garner approximately 10 checks. Single-handedly.
Amazing.
So that was like 10 bookings I was able to get for one project. And that too for a micro market wherein I don't specialize also. But yes, it is not like that.
So you surprised yourself.
Yes, exactly. So I had to actually go back and research about that micro market. That if I'm getting so much of response, so I should actually work on that side of the Gurgaon as well.
So Deepti, so many properties, so many high-end luxury projects coming up. But DLF has really stood out, Aralias and then Magnolias, Camellias,
all the
Dahlias.
Alias, by the way.
Yeah, Alias. My daughter's name is Alias. So, okay, ascending. It means ascending. So, I think someone did their research at DLF. So, DLF properties in Gurugram are synonymous with luxury. So, what do you think sets these high-end properties apart from others in the market?
So, not just luxury, I must say the best in the high-end luxury, ultra luxury is the word that DLF has come up with, I feel. And so there are three things which actually define the DLF properties. It is, number one is the ecosystem. So when you're part of Aralias, Magnolias, Camellias, or the upcoming Dahlias that everybody is talking about, the top
I've
of
heard
the
they've already sold like 170 units.
173 units.
Oh my
Can
God.
you imagine? In the ticket sizes averaging around 70 crores.
Wow.
So which is like,
imagine.
like people have got the money, they've got the taste, and they know it how to well spend their money.
Yes.
And So the number one thing is the ecosystem, because when you're purchasing an apartment there, it's not just the apartment that you're getting. You're getting the views of the golf course,
Absolutely.
which is two.
The lifestyle. The lifestyle they provide is immaculate.
Even if you have the best of the bungalow in Delhi, you don't have the view. 200 acres is immense.
The clubhouse, the pool,
clubhouse,
everything.
Yeah,
the security.
It's everything is at your doorstep.
The security is fabulous. I mean, come on.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, after hearing what happened to Saif Ali Khan,
I know.
I'm telling my staff in the house who are not careful about security in GK1, and I live in a very posh colony, and we all have guards and we all have security cameras. But then Saif Ali Khan, what they were doing, I don't know. So, but I'm scared now. You know, I've told my staff कि तुम्हें ऐसा क्यों लगता है कि सैफ अली खान के साथ हो सकता है और तुम्हारे साथ नहीं हो सकता. So, but you know, a property like DLF, वहाँ पे तो like the security is fantastic.
Yeah, in fact, there is 3-tier security.
Yeah.
So once you enter.
Now you need a code also.
Yeah. So you've got Golf Links ka main door, then you enter into either Aralia's Camellias. So you have second and the third is the tower.
Yes.
Right? And hence what I've seen people moving from Delhi. So every third client of mine is moving from Delhi to Gurgaon. And the first and foremost requirement they have is the safety and security. And hence the gated condos are the biggest demand.
Yeah.
And to answer your
I'm
question,
sure.
Yeah. And to circle back to your question, the most important thing also I feel is the networking opportunity you get there. In case you have a new IPO coming, you have a new startup coming there.
I would never think like that. I would just keep thinking about the pool and the golf, you know, the club. But yes, golf is all about networking.
Yeah, it's all about the clubhouse.
The clubhouse
filled with all the Shark Tanks and the VCs.
Correct. So in your opinion, Deepti, what is the key to building a successful real estate brand or personal reputation?
So the key, I mean, there is no short solution or an answer to it, but I think be yourself. I mean, everybody's got a unique set of personality, unique set of traits that should come out when you're dealing with the client. So you have to be very transparent, I feel, and you have to be very patient with the clients, because it is about a dream home. Sometimes people can only purchase one property throughout their lifetime, and it is their hard-earned money, their savings. So you need to understand also, sometimes, you know, our community, we keep on, giving, start feeling bad about themselves. Ki, theek hai, itna effort dal diya. Client, why are they taking so much time? So you need to understand that in case if you were on the other side, you could have understood the pain point of the clients as well. So patience is must, and I feel you have to be very transparent, honest. And one of the most important thing is to have the right kind of knowledge and information, because this field, there is so much of information asymmetry, I feel, because whenever there is a indirect connect between the buyer and seller, so we are the mediators. So it is our job to give the right information, not to withhold the information. So it's basically their property, the owner's property, and the buyer's money is lying in our hand, basically. So we have to make the full maximum justice to their own resources. So मुझे लगता है ये बहुत important है. And because, you know, real estate is such a field, I feel I am learning every single day. मुझे लगता है ओके, इस फील्ड में ऐसा भी होता है, ये भी होता है. So you need to be very well aware. You need to keep networking with the builders, with the fellow brokers also, because you get to learn from the other people in the industry way more than what you can learn online or maybe from books. So I feel practical knowledge is must.
Yeah. So Deepti, you're on $1 Million Listing and you're part of the $1 Million Listing. How did you feel about going on that show? How was your experience of doing that on TV?
Yeah. So I still remember when I received this message, I read it almost 3 to 5 times. Like, is this happening for real? Is somebody pulling a prank on me? Because I always wanted to be famous. Like every girl's dream, I guess. I wanted to be a model, but हाँ सब कहते हैं अच्छा, have you lost it? हर कोई model बनना चाहता है.
आजकल तो yes.
तो मुझे लगता था कि हाँ, I would become a model. I did not know. फिर मैंने सोचा I'll become a choreographer. तो दिमाग में था कि I want to be on TV. I wanted to be famous, but how, when, कुछ नहीं पता था. So I thought when I was preparing for civils, तो सोचा था कि I'll get famous once I top or I get a good rank. वो नहीं हुआ. तो then $1 Million Listing happened. So I kind of manifested it, not the $1 Million Listing, but yeah, being known for the right reason, being famous for the right reason, and representing. You know, like 6 of us, we were the trailblazer of the real estate industry. It was only the young faces that got the chance because we had the right thing in us, which differentiated us from the rest of the real estate consultants. So the feeling was really great. I feel grateful, and I feel very blessed also to be part of the top 6. And so initially it was a lot of pressure also, because every time there were cameras all around, lights, makeup, and you're getting ready every day. And it was, since it's a reality show, you don't know, you don't have any script in front of you. तो ये नहीं पता था कि buyer कैसे react करेगा, seller कैसे react करेगा, और how the situation is going to be. So, I mean, every day was a new learning, new journey, and the team was actually really amazing. They made our journey very comfortable. And when we saw कि यार उनको तो break ही नहीं मिलता है, they're working day and night. So it was a source of inspiration also for us.
So it's a global phenomenon. I mean, they're doing so well abroad. So what do you think makes your Indian show unique?
So when $1 million listing happened, I thought, are we really, the Indian audience, is it ready for the real estate show? Because not many people don't even understand the jargons that we use in real estate. Like when I talk about especially the females, like not many females, now the things is changing. Now the females are taking decision in terms of investment, buying dream home. But still there are some part of the society wherein people are not very much involved into real estate.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I thought...
And usually like they don't even ask the women of the house what they do. The men are like, okay, property ka tumhe kya karna hai?
You just sign it because we will save some
Yeah,
stamp duties.
Exactly. The women are like, अरे कुछ sign करा दिया मेरे नाम पे.
तो बट क्रेडिट देना चाहिए इसे शो को, जो कि इट इज गोइंग टू बी अ हाउसहोल्ड नेम. It has become a household name. People have become aware of it, and people, there are so many girls and women out there who are reaching out to us, and they want to enter into real estate. They want to work with us, so they want to start something of their own. And I'm always very happy when I get to hear that somebody wants to be an entrepreneur, want to...
Why not?
Business.
That'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the biggest challenge the luxury real estate market is facing these days, and how do you think your show $1 Million Listing has highlighted?
So $1 Million Listing was all about luxury real estate, and the challenges, see,
as the name says.
$1 million listing. And the challenge is, what we see in luxury real estate is not many people understand the value of luxury. They always try to put a price for what they see, about the brick and mortar, the walls that they see. But luxury is all about the facilities, the amenities, the kind of community living you're getting, the ecosystem. So with the help of the show, people could actually understand कि okay, luxury is something else, which you can't just imagine by looking at a property. It's something intangible, right? It's part of the experience. And what I also feel, with the help of this show, not many people can actually see what a 100 crore apartment at Magnolias or Camellias look.
Exactly. So that's my next question. Like, the show is $1 million listing. So what kind of buyers and investors do you actually attract?
So it's always, see, there are two types of old money and new money. Yeah. So
absolutely.
And once you enter into the realm of luxury real estate or ultra luxury real estate, you get clients who've got the old money. That is people coming from Central Delhi. The property I recently, not recently, like a month ago, I got a property in Central Delhi, Lutyens, Delhi. It was for 1,300 crore.
Oh my
I was not prepared for that call also. I was like, okay, it took me some time.
And they wanted you to sell it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm working on that property. So
how many acres is that, for my knowledge?
It is 3.7 acres to be precise. Yeah, in Lutyens. And it was leased out to Embassy. So it's a huge chunk right at the heart of...
Embassy's foregone it.
Yeah. So now they have vacated it, and now it is available for sale. And I was not even... And they asked me, do you have a buyer? I said, I don't want to lie to you. I don't have a buyer. If you know, like, my real estate journey has been just a couple of years old only. But I feel very happy that I have this property. But I am going to put so much of effort in researching and getting the right buyer for it. Or at least generate some sort of interest for the property. Yeah.
So how does $1 Million Listing India present the personal side of the real estate agents? Are viewers going to see more behind the scenes of the struggles and triumphs of these high-end stakes and deals?
So in case if you see $1 Million Listing is a complete package. So they don't want to just talk about, you know, the professional side of real estate, because, you know, obviously everybody can actually see, once you're meeting with the client, they can actually see the professional side. And everybody wants to understand what Deepti Malik as a person is. You know, what are the challenges that they face. You cannot cry in front of your client कि मेरे को इतनी दिक्कत हो रही है, I'm not able to get the papers out and I'm not able to convince. So they've actually showed like how a property that was available with you for sale, and you've got a prospective buyer, then the owner changes the mind and thinks of leasing it out. So these are the challenges that we face. Or you want to arrange for a viewing, but it is not happening because you can't arrange the keys. So they've shown,
that happens a lot.
yeah, so they've tried to show the struggles also, the pain points, what we go through on daily basis, and how our family, you know, like my husband, my family, my brother, how they are always a constant support system. You know, they always help us to keep going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't even think I could reach where I've reached without the support of my family.
Yeah.
If you have that perfect, I'm not saying that people have not done it
Yeah.
and achieved greater heights without their family, but it always is a blessing in disguise to have such a good support
Yeah, it's
system.
always an advantage.
Absolutely.
Because,
Absolutely.
you know, they always say behind every successful man there is a
Yeah.
woman, but in my case,
There's a man.
there's a man, completely. In fact, there are two men, like my father, who's
Yeah.
always been a mentor in my life, and my husband, who does my content, my PR, my collaboration.
Wow.
Chalta firta, he's a big,
Wow.
huge fan. Yeah, so he always supports me, and he actually designs his way, his life and his day and his week, का कैसे schedule रखना है all around me, like how I'm working.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and a huge shout out to my mom also. I mean, कई बार होता है कि हाँ, we're always talking about the men और फिर वो रह जाते हैं.
Yeah.
But yeah, she has been a wonderful support as well. Yeah.
That's lovely. So, you know, coming to social media now, it's so important to which I never used to believe. Now I have. Because in our time, there was no social.
Yeah.
So now social media is very important to sell yourself, to sell your business, to be seen, to have followers. So your followers have suddenly, you know, in a short span of time,
yes.
have grown quite a lot.
Yeah.
So how do you think you manage that? And what was the key to building such a strong and engaged community so quickly?
See, I mean, when I started creating content, I was not very consistent, but I still remember it was the March of previous year, which is 2024. I started creating content. I thought I will be consistent. I had like 250 followers. I still remember views kitne hote the 60, 70, nothing. But then I thought, okay, but I will still keep continuing the effort towards making more videos. And I thought I will be very balanced. If I'm talking about the good parts also, I'll talk about the problem areas also, or the builders who are failing on their commitments. And I still remember I created a reel on Mahira Homes. They failed in delivering the flats in 5 of their projects.
Okay.
And that is how I started gaining traction.
Okay.
Yeah, and within say 2 or 3 months, I gained followers to 20,000, from 250 to 20,000.
Wow.
That was a huge leap.
Yeah.
And people, I mean, I keep getting a lot of messages in my DM asking, Deepti, what is the formula behind it? What is the trick? And I feel very sad कि मैं बता ही नहीं सकती. Don't think that I don't want to share it. But
Just
I
say
always
you were lucky.
Yeah, and be consistent and be very truthful. You have to be very organic and authentic. If you see my content, people say that I'm very bankable, I'm very approachable and accessible. Like, मैं जैसे हूँ ना, मैं वैसे ही शुरू हो जाती हूँ, कुछ भी बोलना. And during my visits also, I'm very candid. So I'm a very candid person. Nothing is made up. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हाँ, that helps very easily to connect with my followers.
So Deepti, you know, what about the trolls and the negative comments? And you know, a lot of people were like, क्या बोल रही है, इसको कुछ नहीं पता, मुझे ज़्यादा पता है. What about that? You know, how do you handle that?
अभी तक ऐसा कुछ incident हुआ नहीं है, to be honest. Like, I don't know, God has been very kind. I'm blessed that ways that I've not found any hate comments so far. एक दो people are critical, but then they'll be critical, okay, and that is more of an opinion. And I believe even they have the right to have a different opinion from my own. So people have the right to their own judgment. So they're never very bitter against me. I could never sense like there was a hatred or any malicious intention in the comments. So, I mean, I've been blessed. So I cannot say, like, I've been trolled. In case if you see my comments, everybody's being very respectful and always very meaningful comments you'll find.
Yeah. So we know social media is very like full of wishful thinking. So what's the most unrealistic property request or comment you've seen on your post?
I mean, yeah, because see, I mean, I don't want to sound, disrespectful, but if you see Gurgaon's real estate, I can't get you anything decent below 3 crores. Nothing decent. When people come and say that they want something below 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, I'm like, 30 lakhs. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So the question is
Yeah.
like, I wish to.
That is
So मेरा
unrealistic.
मन करता है to write, keep wishing because
I was also thinking, what can be unrealistic? That is unrealistic.
Yeah,
Also.
that, yeah.
Just say, okay, 30 lakhs, you can go to Europe and holiday
Yeah.
for 30 days.
Exactly, yeah. Because see, and I mean, I totally understand. Not everybody has got that sort of bandwidth and budget.
True.
But the fact is what it is.
Yeah.
Gurgaon में कुछ है ही नहीं
हाँ,
below
बिल्कुल.
like 2 crores or 3
Correct.
crores. Yeah.
Correct. So, Deepti, when you have 250 followers, you have no pressure. Okay. But then suddenly you gain 20,000 followers, you're like, oh my God, I'm surprised. Then you have 42,000 followers. Then now you're under pressure to maintain that, to keep
Yeah.
them engaged,
Yeah.
Like I have no clue how to keep them engaged. Like nothing. Okay. Like I just put my stories, I'm partying, I'm here and there. I don't create any content. So still I have a decent amount. But so now, what do you think? Like, is there a pressure that, okay, now I have to constantly create fresh content to keep your audience engaged?
Yeah. So the pressure is always there, but I take pleasure in it, to be honest, because I really enjoy creating content. I don't like when there are so many instructions involved. When somebody else asks me to create content and they give me, okay, you have to do this, because that kills my creativity. And I am a very easy flowing personality. Like, I want to do whatever I wish to do. Like, if I want to talk about a project, I'll do it in my own way.
Yeah.
If somebody else is telling, then it's like, okay, it's more like of
Mm.
directive that is coming
Yeah.
from someone else.
Yeah.
It is not
Yeah.
internally driven. And as you mentioned, like my stories, it's never about real estate, to be honest. Only few of news and updates that I keep on putting so that people
Yeah.
are aware of it, so that they don't invest where it should not be, the money should not be going. But my feeds are all about food also. I'm
Yeah.
dancing. Like, I have different
Yeah.
sides to my personality, so that all comes out.
Yeah.
And people give me love on and
Lovely.
what they see.
So Deepti, initially we were talking about your family, लेकिन हमने ये नहीं पूछा कि किसने आपको अपनी फैमिली में सबसे ज़्यादा सपोर्ट किया इनिशियली? योर पेरेंट्स, योर गार्डियंस, एंड किसी ने डाउट किया इनिशियली कि तू क्या कर रही है, तूने सिविल सर्विस छोड़ दिया, यू गेटिंग इनटू प्रॉपर्टी, व्हाट इज दिस?
Actually, जैसे like the biggest support in my family, I would say, would be my father. I mean, my mother has always been there, but mothers are generally like that. They would always support you. But dad, being like, I come from a community, they're supposed to be very orthodox also. But
So he doubted you?
my father, no, absolutely no.
Anyone who doubted you?
Not really, like few relatives,
Yeah,
but who
relatives
listens
are
to
always
them?
there to doubt you, don't worry.
Yeah, वो कहते हैं ना, चार लोग क्या कहेंगे, वो
बस,
चार
बस,
लोग. हाँ,
बस.
but anyways, not
हाँ.
even none of my family member ever doubted. They were like unhappy when I couldn't clear the civil services, but that was for a very brief period of time. And even I was not happy at that time. But yeah, now they're so happy कि finally तुम्हारा नहीं हुआ, you were meant for this.
So imagine everyone wants to be a model these days, and I became like modeling fell into my lap. I never wanted to be a model. I wanted to be an air hostess. So the relatives were like, model है, और क्या करेगी? और क्या? Full time modeling ही करती है, बहुत अच्छा कमाती है. अच्छा. But job क्या करेगी? काम क्या करेगी?
काम क्या करेगी? I know.
So I can totally
Yeah.
relate to that.
No, now people are actually inspired.
Of course, now
Yeah.
I'm talking about like 20 years
Yeah,
back.
I can imagine.
So you married your childhood sweetheart, which is
Oh,
so
yeah.
romantic. So how has this long-standing relationship influenced your personal life?
That's, I mean, I still remember we met for the very first time when I was in 9th standard in the boarding school, for the very first time when I went to the boarding school. And then I left and I came back to Delhi.
Love at first sight or no?
No.
Slow.
slow. हाँ. I can't speak on his behalf. So, like, his name is Vinay. So I guess for him it was love at first sight. Not for me, but yeah, now so I'm completely heads over heel in love with him.
How sweet.
Yeah.
He's very romantic.
He is, oh my god, 100%
So
from.
please tell us what he's done recently, a sweet gesture which you would like to share with us.
So, like, he's always there with me. So, he makes sure I get my coffee on time. I'm well fed.
Where have you found this guy from, please? Hello, Mr. Raghu
Yeah.
Dula, are you
Yeah.
watching? My husband's name.
Hey, hi.
He doesn't get me any coffee. I get him all the coffee.
Okay, even now, he was like, Deepthi, once you're done, let me know. I'll come and pick you up.
How
So,
sweet.
he's always there.
Very,
he takes
very
care
sweet.
of everything.
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So when your partner is involved in your real estate business, it must be a unique experience. Or is it like disturbing or
Hmm.
unpleasant sometimes? But on top of that, he also supports you in content creation for real estate. How do you both balance work and personal life together?
So because we both want to spend more and more time together, so he thought he'll join me in real estate.
That is also where I don't want to spend more and more. It's
But-
fine.
yeah,
He can
yeah.
work, I can work, and
Yeah.
the time together at home is nice, but then I want my spaces.
But for us, it's completely different. I don't know why.
How nice.
People always say, are you sure you guys are just dating? You guys are not married and it's not been more than 3 years. But yeah, this is how it is.
Oh, you guys are married, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the question I get every single time.
Nice.
Yeah, so people think, okay, you guys are not married for sure because, yeah. So then he started coming to office and we started doing real estate, and he's a very creative person. So he doesn't understand numbers and routine and that chick bazi. So he thought he'll take care of my content because he's very creative and he's a photographer as well. So he used to work with Sports Illustrated. So he started handling my content creation, my collaborations, PR, and he comes up with the script also. So he's the brain behind it. I'm
Yeah.
just the face
How
of it.
nice.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm loving him.
So it's like a complementary thing that's
Yes.
happening. Yeah.
So in the age of social media, marriage can sometimes face a lot of added
Yeah.
pressure. How do you both manage to keep the spark alive while juggling your personal and professional lives, especially in the public eye?
See this. I mean, the spark has always been there. It was not like we need to.
You don't have
restart-
kids.
We don't have kids.
Okay.
Yeah. Yet. Actually, I don't know if I can disclose it here, but we don't intend to have kids because we're very sorted in our head. Because we need to.
I've seen a lot of people say that initially.
No, but let's meet
I've
after
really
say 5
seen
to
a
10
lot of
years again.
People
Yeah.
say that and they're like, oh, my puppies, my ye and
Huh.
we really don't want to. And 5 years now, they cannot live without their child.
But it was-
मैं ये नहीं कह रही कि 2-4 कर ली एक के बिना they cannot. They're like we just don't know when we even thought about
Yeah.
something like this.
But I don't know, like
Lot of things.
it was a very well thought out decision because we both know each other so well that we are very carefree and careless also. I mean, half of the times we're losing things, so हमें लगा कि no, we are not ready to take any responsibility. Plus, we are those kind of couple, like we believe in nomadic lifestyle. तो अभी भी हमने सोचा है we'll earn a lot of
Travel,
money. Yeah, we'll have 3 destination homes and we'll be always
Yeah, why not?
hopping. Yeah.
Yes.
Huh.
Okay, so Deepthi, last but not the least, we come to our last segment of the show. Definitely not the least. It's very inspired by Coffee with Karan.
Ooh,
We don't
nice.
have a hamper. We will soon.
Oh my God,
Okay,
give
so
me a
it's called the
hamper,
rapid fire round. You cannot think much. Just whatever comes to your mind. Just
So much of
answer.
pressure,
No,
no?
there's no controversial questions here. Okay, what's your go-to comfort food?
Avocado.
We know. Your favorite movie of all time?
That would be A Walk to Remember.
Nice. One thing on your bucket list you're dying to tick off.
Skydiving in Dubai.
Skydiving. I've ticked off a lot of things on my bucket list, but I don't know. I heard about 1 or 2 incidents, and I'm really scared.
But I'm ready for
But
it.
I've done cliff jumping.
I've not done that.
No, nothing. No.
What are you
harness.
saying? What?
Cliff jumping into the water.
What are you saying?
From
And how was
40
the
No life jacket.
And then
Just
you landed
in my
into?
bikini into the water
And
swam to the shore
oh
and
wow.
climbed up the rock.
Hats off, hats
yes,
off.
in Indonesia I've done
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay, so what's your idea of a perfect day?
Idea of perfect date would be a candlelight dinner on the beach under the stars.
Lovely.
Always a beach person.
I am a beach person.
Yeah.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee. Every single time. Coffee.
One word your friends would use to describe you.
Chirpy.
Chirpy. What's your hidden talent?
I don't know if it's hidden anymore. I love to dance and I can jive really well.
How is it not hidden? Have you shared it on social media?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Okay, I'll check
Yeah.
that out. What's your favorite social media platform?
Instagram, because I've got so
Everyone's.
much of love on Instagram.
Everyone's. What's the craziest thing you've ever done?
Craziest thing that I've done. Oh my god, there's so many on my list. I can't-
You really don't look like a very crazy
I
person
am.
to me.
I have traveled so many times and I've lied where all places I've gone to. Like
Yeah.
I would tell I'm going on a school
Oh, really?
Yeah, school trip to some place
Nice.
else,
So
and
there's a
then
naughty Deepti as
oh
well.
yeah, super naughty. Yeah,
So you're not sharing any crazy things.
can't really because my family would be watching it.
Cool. So Deepti, before we go, please share with our audiences any tip you want to give to our investors who are looking to invest in the future, and what emerging trends you see in the property culture, in the real estate arena in the next 5 years, especially Delhi.
Yeah. So more than the tips, I would suggest, like I would like to, some sort of give an advice that never invest under FOMO, like fear of missing out. Just because the Sharmas and the Vermas
हाँ,
have got it.
वो होता है लेकिन
वो होता है कि
भाई
हाँ,
उसने ले ली, मेरे तो अभी एक भी इन्वेस्टमेंट
नहीं हुई
होता
है कि
है.
हाँ उस प्रेशर में बिल्कुल भी मत लो. नॉट जस्ट बिकॉज दैट प्राइसेस आर राइजिंग इन द मेट्रोपॉलिटन सिटीज कि आपको वहीं इन्वेस्ट करना है. इफ यू थिंक यू आर सैटिस्फाइड विद द रिसोर्सेज दैट यू हैव बैक होम, और you want a life which is very slow paced, close to the nature, invest there. And in case if you're planning to invest in cities, so be well researched, make sure that your money is going to the right developer, because it's not always about the location, it's always about the right developer, and most important, the right broker, because you need to have all sort of information. There has to be miscommunication, 100% transparency and disclosure of information that should take place. And the recent trends that I see is, everybody saying there's a bubble in Gurgaon real estate. For sure, bubble to bilkul bhi nahi hai. There might be price correction that people will get to see, and that has happened to some extent also. And the other trends that I would like to highlight is people are going to focus more on those condo living or new projects, wherein the emphasis would be more on the open spaces, green spaces, especially
Which we don't get in Delhi. Not
Yeah.
everyone's lucky to get that.
and post pandemic, people have realized you've got one
That
life.
you want, you
you
want a
want
garden, you want the green.
Yeah, you want bigger spaces. So there'll be a greater demand for super luxury, high end luxury, and people would want to upgrade in life. So even if they have little resources, they would want to take leverage of the financial institutions and would want to upgrade in life to bigger and better places.
Correct. Thank you so much, Deepti, for coming on our show. It was absolutely lovely having you.
Yeah.
I also want to invest after today.
And you know my Instagram handle.
Yes, I know where to find you. So
Yeah.
this is your host, Amanpreet Vai, signing off. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to our lovely podcast on Edge Talks. Mwah.